Oh, you have, I think, two Royal Oaks, right? You got the skeleton. You had a Perpetual, I think. You have a Perpetual, I saw, right?
Yeah, I have the. This is the historical pieces. This is the historical pieces. 1 second. This is the 1986 or 87.
Okay.
So this
Oh
is this
shit.
is
Okay. Yeah.
this is
Oh
the
my god.
first. This is the first perpetual. This is the first serious Audemars Piguet out there, and they only produce I think 156 in yellow gold, and
Yeah.
very few in white gold, and I think single digit platinum, and so overall
Okay.
everything add up about 200 pieces over I think over 10 years of time, because you can see that everything has to be
Yeah.
skeletonized, and it's very 19th century skeletonization. So
By the way, what's your take on modern Patek? Are you like what do you how do you feel about like the let's say modern production Patek, the stuff being made in the last like I don't know 5 years? Do you see like do you like what they're doing? Like these bigger
no,
sizes? This no, you don't like it.
no. I think this is the thing with Swiss watch industry, is that getting too comfortable with where they are, and they starting to lose on I think what
Innovation.
made them, I
Yeah.
mean, back then it was like really, getting to the details, a lot of hands finishing, a lot of laboring, getting to
Yeah.
this, and now they just become, I think, mass production items,
Yeah.
and they
So
put
this
less effort.
is yeah. So it's interesting because I did a video on this and the thesis I had, and again, I'm a Patek fan. Like, I mean, I have like probably a 4 or 5, right? And yeah, my biggest one is like the 3940. I got a travel time, and then I like their dress watches. I like the vintage 19 60s 70s. I love those designs, thin, small. But I look at the modern collection and I'm like, wow, you know what? I find this either they're too big, they're just not like they're not special. There's not. I don't see like anything really that special with these guys. Like and the one I had was I had that what is it the and this is what bothers me. Like I look at the watches. Hang on, view tab. Okay. So I look at the watches and I'm like, I don't know. They're like something is always off. Like for me, like they're too like this over here. Like I don't understand. Well, for you, you
It's
probably like
ugly.
this.
No, this is ugly.
You oh yeah,
This
really?
is ugly
No,
as fuck. Right?
but it's special. It's unique. Isn't this unique? Isn't this different?
Uh,
I thought you liked that.
I mean, you
No?
tell that to the special kid in the family. Oh, you unique, right? You're special. But
Oh shit. No, but this is no, that watch is I think it was kind of like a hot watch. And I find it like it looks like a Frankenstein. It's got these bolts coming out of its head like it's like this stuff is and even this. Okay, so this watch, which is like I think it's like $1 million, right? This
yeah,
watch,
this is the mid repeater, tourbillon.
yeah.
The
I
hand
find
is
to me
ugly.
this is ugly. Yeah, I did a video. I said this is ugly. The case is ugly. Like what the fuck is this? The design is like um it just doesn't. And
I think
they have the money.
I
They
think
have the money to get in good designers.
okay. I have a theory in this, right? I have a theory. So you're looking at the JLC, Patek, all the let's say big brand. Their watches are designed by human, right? They're gonna be some sort of a designer, architect, sitting behind the desk,
Mhm.
drawing up, designing the mechanism. So everything is done by human, and when it's done by human, if this person, let's say, leave the company, and you just lost your intellectual asset. And I think where we're looking at is because independent brand become all of a sudden very popular. I think a lot of these watch designers will say, I might just start my own brand, right? We're working
Uh-huh.
for. I know a few watchmaker right from Patek or Vacheron. They quit, and they now taking like a contract works for independent watchers. And
Uh-huh.
then you're looking at all the big brands when they're losing the best people in the trade, their design become a bit of regurgitated shit. They're
Oh,
just doing re-edition, remodeling of the old model because they
yeah, I
lost the
hate
edge
that.
of innovation.
This is what bothers me. I hate that what's going on where these guys they run out of idea. The whole idea is this is like supposed to be innovation, right? And all these guys are just doing reissues or some sort of like, it's inspired by whatever bullshit. There's no innovation here. It's look at this. What do you think of this watch that's on the screen? This what is it? This is the annual calendar, I think. What is it? This is the
It
Perpetual.
just doesn't appeal to me. It just doesn't appeal. This is the GMT
Yeah,
annual. I think the GMT with the home and local
yeah.
indices.
What
Indicators.
now? Tell me, you explain to me what don't you like about that design? What bothers you about this design?
I think now, okay, I can understand Patek trying to do this like a side profile thing, with
Yeah,
the sandblast finish on the dials. It's
yeah,
all trying to please to the younger audience, but the issue is the younger
yeah,
audience that they can't fucking afford Patek Philippe, and this is a typical case also with Audemars Piguet. Is that it's okay? Let's just make it more sportier, appeal younger to the younger audience. But the fact is that they can't afford it. And when the let's say people, the older right generation looking at this, it's not classy enough. So they now in
yeah,
a very, they now in a predicament of they don't understand who is their audience. For any brand to grow, they definitely need to appeal to the younger audience. But the younger audience doesn't have the buying power. So an old collector pretty much have collect everything. They will say, all right, that's it for me, right? Or I'm just buying vintage. So they are stuck. They cannot find their buyers. Back then it was easy, right? So the Asian market, right, just make things for Asian market easy. But now Asian
yeah.
market stop moving. They are trying to figure out who am I gonna sell the watch to. I
It's
don't think
but
they
hold
figure out
on, but
that
wait.
question.
But it seems to me, right? Like, okay, so I agree with what you're saying, right? Like, I find their designs, like, I find it to be very it's a lazy design because it's sort of like trying to like copy some vintage elements. But this watch, they're using like these kind of vintage elements with a kind of like a modern sort of modern. It's a mix. It's like a whole mess of different design elements. It's like
Mhm.
um it's a whole and it's too big. I find these size they're like what is this like a
That 42.
40? Yeah, they're just too big. I always think Patek is supposed to be about elegance, right? It's all about elegance. It's historically right. It's always about like elegant design.
Okay.
Uh,
I
con-
I think the issue with that is that for any of the corporate decision, right? The corporate decision are lag behind. For people to get the data, for people to report the data, for the board to make the decision,
yeah,
right? For the decision to be implemented, it's taking like a year or 2 years.
yeah,
And they probably getting the report back in 2018. I was like, oh, big watches, everything. And then started, oh, let's make big watches. And then they need to change the factory. They need to maybe buy
yeah,
new machineries, having another production line. By the time they prepare everything, the trend changed to smarter watches. But um, then now they're stuck, right? They're stuck with like a big watches designs.
yeah, yeah. And I think so. So this is what I'm worried about. So I'm concerned that because they're going to kind of damage their brand with doing shit like this. What is this over here? This whatever this is. This no, it's gonna damage their reputation, and that's gonna
Uh,
trickle down to the pieces that are classic, like the the 3940s, all the old stuff. It might damage the brand for a generation. I don't know. Is there a risk of that happening or no?
Okay, okay. Because we like watch, we buy watch, we hold watch, we talk watches. Watch is still a very small part of people's life, and
Yeah.
you're looking at the past. Let's say if we say, oh, the history of watch is only a couple hundred years of history. So Patek Philippe become somewhat popular. I think Patek Philippe was sold to Patek was sold to like Philippe,
Stern.
something like
Stern,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. So would that happen like 100 years ago? Something it's only 100 years, right? So yes, 100 years,
1930s. I think it was
1930.
1930s
Okay,
sometime.
less than 100
40,
years,
yeah.
right? So the brand is only popular in the last, let's say, 30 something, 40 years, 50 years.
Yeah,
So
exactly. It's only
the
probably
brand
since
is
when? Since
insignificant.
maybe,
Although
yeah.
it's say, oh, the top brand in the world is that, but the brand is not significant in the history, right? So in the history, we have a lot of famous watchmakers there, famous brand. Then they dead, and then they got restructured by Richemont, for
Mhm.
example. So
Yeah.
maybe 200 years later, there will be a revival on the Patek Philippe, right? Because now we are looking at the revival of Universal Genève. We see revival of Urban Jorgensen. We've seen revival of I think what's it called, Vulcan, something like that. So all the old brand have like glory history, and then somebody did it something wrong or got hit by financial crisis. There are so many independent watches went
Yeah.
bankrupted in 2008, right? So the brand could just vanish very, very quickly.
Really? Do you
And
you think there's a risk? You think there's a risk that Patek could vanish?
of course, because it's a company. If it's a company, companies like human, it have a lifespans, right?
Yeah. But no,
So
but this
so
is such a but these days there's just so much money out there to buy a brand. Like it's a very strong brand. I mean, I don't think I actually don't think there's a risk of them going bankrupt, but I think there's a risk of the brand losing a lot of like it could become like
it's
it's
like
almost like what
Longines,
happened
right?
to Gucci. Remember Gucci like it was like a prestige brand in the
Yeah.
1960s or 70s, and then in the 80s, and then sometime in the 90s or 80s they kind of did too much production or whatever, and it became like garbage basically, like for 20 years. It's garbage until it was revived, and it became very hot.
I mean,
But that could
Longines
happen.
was the typical case, right? Longines was regarded
Yeah,
as like, yeah, like a very renowned brand, and then now
yeah,
become like an airport brand, for example. Um,
yeah.
but what I'm saying is that there's risk for everything. There's risk that the stock market will collapse, right? So there's risk for everything. I'm not saying that it's not happening, but I'm just saying that it is possible. Um, at some
What do
point
you think?
in
Okay, so what's the probability that what's possible, what percentage wise, what would you say is the percentage risk that Patek gets because of the current modern production? It damages their brand, and it just kind of
okay,
trashes the
okay,
brand for 10 years. What do you think the risk is,
okay.
percentage?
It's not about Patek doing something wrong themselves. I don't think they're gonna do something wrong themselves that drastically damage the brand. It is about how, let's say, the independent watches, eating their breakfast or eating their
Oh,
lunch, right? It's
I
more about
see.
the Patek collector become more diverse,
Moving
and
on, the Patek
yeah,
collector
yeah,
is
yeah.
going to move on, you're saying? Yeah, yeah,
They will find something more interesting, right? So, there's a Grand Chime doesn't really appeal to me. For the same price, I can buy like a 10 independent watches, right? So
yeah.
it's about the brand, because I think the Protect brand have too much on its shoulder. It is not supposed to be, you know, the brand, right? It should
Yeah.
be just the brand, right? Just another brand, for example. So I think it's just now going back to normal for Patek Philippe, where it holds its place in, let's say, the quote
Okay.
unquote Holy Trinity, but the market share will certainly shrink because there are so many contenders out there offering much better design and lower price and more personalized experience.
Okay.
We're
Okay.
we're looking at the market shrink a little bit because of the
So
slow
okay.
financial conditions.
So let's say, okay, so basically, Patek had this kind of reputation of, okay, that's like the Rolls Royce of watches. But I think, okay, so what you're saying is actually very interesting. So the serious watch collector. I'm not talking about the guy who's like, buying, not the guy like you. You're like very like, ultra serious, like you're into like unique, very unique stuff. But I'm saying like the guy who might have been a Patek buyer, 20. It's hard to actually say that because it's different, but there's so much different information out there. But the guy who's basically, he wants to have a unique, serious watch, and he wants to spend like, I don't know, let's say, I don't know, was it 30,000, 50,000, whatever that number is. Um, so they're no longer going to buy Patek. They're going to go to something different, more unique.
Oh,
In other words,
okay. Okay, so let me rephrase what I mean, right? So what I'm trying to say is, the watch buyer, the serious watch buyer, maybe shift to other watchmakers,
yeah,
because one, watchmaker can start their own brand easily, um, and then this will make Patek losing a lot of its own talented
yeah,
watchmakers, and leading
ooh,
to the top model become less competitive. And when
uh,
you're looking at say BMW, Mercedes Benz, it's not about their cash cow is not for their S class or G wagons or the what is for the BMW. The top model is only for the brand image. They're still selling their 330 the most, and
yeah,
that is the bread and butter, right? So for Patek, it's more like their Calatrava or Nautilus gonna be their cash cow.
uh,
But
yeah,
when they starting to lose the most serious collector praising Patek Philippe, because those people are going to be more vocal. Now they are talking maybe on independent watches on the buyer side,
yeah.
and on their production side, they are losing the most talented people to making the most outrageous watch. They are gonna take a hit gradually over
Okay,
time on their brand image. Looking at all their new release, and I said, "What the fuck is this?" Right? So nothing appealed to me. So over time, people were starting to not see Patek as the undefeated, watchmaker
yeah.
out there.
Is it
And
kind of? Do you think it's kind of like FP Journe has kind of like become the new Patek? Like FP Journe is kind of, it's a dress watch. It has that whole vibe,
I
and it's
think
considered
FP Drum will be a very, very strong contender, but it still certainly doesn't cater the same audience for Patek Philippe.
no,
You know, Patek Philippe, you still need to have your bread and butter. You need to have, I don't know how many people working for Patek Philippe, but you need to pay a lot of on the salary and to pay a lot of on the factory, and then, there's a lot of bill to pay, right? They need to make a lot of money to stay afloat. But for
yeah,
FP Drum, have their watch studio, is very much manageable, right? You have a handful of people servicing a handful of collectors, and that's about it, right? So it's different. You're looking at on one side is a corporate structure, and the other side is more like a friend and family type of structure.
yeah, yeah,
Maybe going to a corporate. I don't know about Epidron, but um, I mean, with enough money, everything can change, right? With enough capital behind Epidron, it could become next Patek Philippe. I'm not saying it cannot, right? But the
yeah,
whole strategy will change. Will say, okay, get into mass production. Let's make some, high profit watches model. This is the typical case going back to yesterday, the Frank Muller one, right? Frank Muller makes so much
yeah.
money on ETA movement, and then it just settled, right? So, so you need. This is a very slow process.
What?
Over time, Patek
Okay.
Philippe
So
will. Yeah.
what do you think of this brand? This brand Simone Brett. Have you seen this watch?
Yeah, yeah, I saw it. But again, I sort of started to lose interest on all the three hands, although it's a kilometer.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I starting to lose a bit of interest because yes, you're looking at handmade, the special
Yeah.
made dials and exposed gear train. I think this is the double imposed chronometry. Um,
Okay.
but there are other similar things, right? You have Derek Pratt, you have
Okay.
Literal also making the double impulse, and also you have Charles Forsam also making this type of watches. So it's certainly not 100% unique technique out there, but it, it it have the market like it, right? So you win the GPHG, I think, and then people
Yeah.
follow the trend, order the watches. That you need to have your own audience.
Yeah.
For Simon Brad, he only need a handful of them, right? So maybe 20 or 30 of them. That's enough.
Now this okay, so I like it because I'm about the look, but you basically you need to have you don't really care that much about the look. You want something that's a very unique just something that's a
Something
unique
has to be
movie.
unique.
Some,
Yeah, something
yeah,
has
it's
to
got
be.
to be something yeah, you need okay, so it's not about the looks. You want to have like some unique complication, something crazy. That's what you need that. That's basically your thing.
Oh,
It's got to
and
have
also
that.
the dial have to have
Yeah.
to talk to me, right? This dial I'm looking at is okay-ish, but again, it doesn't. It's
It's
not
not a, it's I
that
mean,
special.
it's not like yeah, I see. Okay, it's not like something out of this world, basically. Okay, I mean, I love the quality, the whole thing. I mean, again, I'm not a buyer of this, but I mean, I appreciate it. Okay, you
I
know what, Bruce?
Yeah.
I wanna. I know you. I wanna kind of. I know you're gonna be busy, so I wanna wrap it up. But
Yeah,
I
yeah,
wanna
probably
actually
gonna run
close
away.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to close out. I want to close out on one last topic with you. I want to get your thoughts on. Hang on, I want to pull this up. Uh, Hang on, I want to get your thought. By the way, you're going to be getting the Patek 5204. That's a modern watch. You're getting a modern Patek, though, right? You're getting the
It's 2015, so it is relatively modern. Yes,
yeah.
but I think in
Okay, hang on a second.
2015 they haven't lost it. I think now the Patek
Yeah,
Philippe new model just
no,
just lost it, completely lost it.
right. I think they basically lost it in the last, let's call it 2020, sort of like 2019,
Mm.
2018, around that time, something like around 2018, maybe,
Yeah.
no, like around kind of something around.
2018 the market is shit. Looking at roughly 2020, the whole market just take off.
Okay, and then they got lazy, basically.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe lose a bunch of watchmakers. I know I have like another watch basically made by a guy departing from Patek Philippe.
Okay. You know what we're gonna do? Last topic, Jacques Droz. So these guys, they're doing now. They pivoted to doing this, bespoke, basically, or like,
Yeah.
really. So this is right up your alley, no? Like now they're doing. I mean, I'm sorry, no, it's wrong because they don't have. You need to have like some sort of complication. So basically,
Um,
but they're
Look, I mean, I think if you like it or doesn't like it, it's very personal thing, right? So you can looking at a simple dial, say, yeah, I like it, So everything is first impression. So if you
okay.
like it, first love in the sight, normally it work for you. If you're trying to rationalize something, say, oh, after some study, I like it. You probably don't like it.
Okay,
So
hold on. What about this? What about this? This is
the
this is
dragon
an
one,
this
right?
is an
The mini repeater.
yeah. Hang on. Hold on. Let's see what they have there. Lapis. That's a real dragon. Wow. Wow.
Mm.
Okay. What do you think of that? Would you is that unique enough for you?
I don't know. I mean, it for one, it doesn't talk to me. I know
Okay.
it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, but somewhat it just doesn't appeal to me.
Yeah. It's got to have.
If I'm choosing between this one and the bird, I'm probably going to pick the bird.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. So, okay, but does Jacques Dro have that kind of you think they're going to do well with this these kind of bespoke pieces and all that with this direction?
Uh, I think they're gonna try something new. I mean, I can understand that they trying to contract on their production, so meaning that they're probably gonna cut 80% of their staff and leaving only a few watchmakers, and
Hmm.
each watch is probably gonna make a lot of money, and that'll be enough. So it's a very it's a this model uh, work either ways, right? If they don't get any order, they're probably gonna be in big trouble. But
Okay, okay.
if they get like a handful of orders, and they'll be making great profit because they have reduced their overhead so much, right? I think
Yeah.
they must have done some internal calculation and say, okay, now we have these special orders and we don't move on our mass production models, right? So I think it's a corporate decision. Um,
Okay.
um, and but again on the watches, I don't, those dragon figure thing, right? Yeah, it just doesn't talk to me.
No. What do you think? Okay. What do you think I should do with my watch, my Jacques Dro Meteorite Meteorite Dial? You think I should? Because I don't wear it that much. I kind of like, it's
That's
a little
42,
bit.
right?
What's that?
Is that 42?
No, it's a 37. It's a 37.
Okay, okay.
It's a
That's then where, yeah.
37. And hang on a second. Let me look here. You think I should? So do you think that has any upside, or should I just try to sell it, get out of, get my money out of it, try to get as much whatever I can get?
Okay, okay, okay.
The
I think
meteorite is
fine.
beautiful.
My
It's
own
like,
personal opinion. My own personal opinion is that for jacket draw of this type of brand, you buy just to please yourself, because you
yeah,
will know that it's very difficult to move in the secondary market. For anything that we discuss this, right? So for anything, for if the market take off, right, the jacket draw going to be the last increase in price, because you're just going to follow the market. You're not going to lead the
yeah,
market. What's going to lead the market is a Nautilus. Although I hate Nautilus, but you cannot deny that you're going to lead the market because it's so popular. In terms of trading, you probably want to list it and get it sold, but you're probably going to take months or years to get it sold in good price. And
months,
and
months or years. Oh shit,
I
that's
don't know, I don't
terrible.
know. I'm just saying, right? So, but for the sake of pleasing yourself, or just
Yeah,
wearing it. I mean, again, why not just trying to enjoy it, right? So
that's
so it's
that's
different. It's different analogy. Sorry, it's different mentality.
yeah, yeah.
What you want to
That's
do
the
with the
watch
watch it.
anyway. That's my watch right there.
So
So
it's good. I mean, it's good.
you know what?
That
You know what
aspect.
got me? I'll tell you why I bought the watch. I was, I wasn't really that interested in Jacques. I mean, I kind of heard about this. I bought this 2 years ago. I was kind of intrigued, but I was not going to buy. But I was looking for a meteorite dial. I wanted a Rolex day date meteorite dial, right? The day date with the baguette markers, and the prices went. They were going crazy 2 years ago. It
Yeah.
was like 80 grand for like a $50,000 retail watch. I'm not paying 80. I'm not going to pay over list for that. I don't believe that, right? And I couldn't find one, and I just happened to be walking into I stumbled into what is it, the store, the boutique, and shit, it was meteorite, and the meteorite looked so good. I kind of got sucked. The meteorite really is good. I mean, the meteorite is really strong. Look at that. The meteorite, it's
Mm.
like, I mean, and the rose gold, it's beautiful. To me, it is anyway. Whatever. It spoke to me, right? The meteorite just sucked me in, and obviously I got a discount, because it was like, I think I paid like about 16 grand for it roughly.
Yeah,
So
it's not bad price. I mean, at
it's not,
one point I was also looking at this particular model because I was also wanted to get a meteorite dial, and I can't just because I already have a Rolex, I don't want to buy the Rolex meteorite. So I'm thinking, okay, what is the alternative meteorite? And then I also was looking at this particular model, um, and but I didn't pull the trigger, right? So I let it sit in my what wish list for like a month. Or is that, do I really want it? No complication, just middle dial. We're gonna grow old on it.
Yeah.
I would say I'll delete that from my wish list.
Yeah. Wait, are you this particular model? This is the one you were looking at?
Yeah.
This exact one. This exact one. Wow. Okay. So the thing that bothers me is it has a it's got the hour, the hour and minutes up top, right? Then you got the grand seconds, which I don't give a shit about, but it's got a date. So it's got the date, which I like. The problem is the date, the numbers they're so small, right? And it's hard for me to read them, because you get older, it's
Yeah.
hard to see up close. With I'm wearing a contact lens, it's hard to see the numbers. So it's like, yeah. So it kind of and it's a little bit. The case is a little bit big. I like a thin case. This is a little bit. It's a little bit of a heavy case, which I guess is okay. But so yeah, I'm thinking of maybe I should just sell it. In other words, you don't see any upside for Jacques Dro at this point. In other words, like, because I thought, okay, it's 88 pieces, limited edition. Hopefully the China economy comes back. They're gonna start
Okay.
buying it.
The
You know.
Chinese buyer don't really care about jacket draw, right? So
Okay.
they are mainly in the mainstream, Rolex or Patek Philippe.
Yeah.
That's it, right? You're looking at this is two watches moving still quite strongly, right, on the secondary market in China. So for this like a very niche brand, yeah, they market themselves, have a very strong Chinese history, same with Beauvais, but you're looking at the
Right.
secondary, nobody cares.
Yeah. Because that's their story, right? That was the whole. All these
Yeah.
guys think that's the stories. Okay, they sold automatons to the Emperor of China, 300 years ago or something. That was their big,
That's the
claim to
first sale,
fame.
last sale.
Yeah, that's right. So this is that's fun for a sec. So now I'm worried because if they start doing the bespoke, maybe the reputation is kind of less people will know about. It's going to go away. There's not going to be the boutiques anymore. So it's going to dry up, and that there goes my exit at this point. And maybe I'm kind of I'm in the Roach Motel now.
The watch market will be less responsive to all these type of changes, compared, let's say, to the stock market, for example. So you're
Yeah.
looking at some of their decisions, they're probably going to translate into price action maybe 5-10 years later, right? So
Okay.
maybe the I think moving to the bespoke is a good thing, right? They have a much higher brand a perceived image.
Yeah, so that's the other thing, right? That's because all of a sudden now it's a prestige product. So if you want a Jacques Dro now, you got to pay a couple $100,000.
Yeah, but
So,
again, there are a lot of watches out there in stock. The whole market have to
yeah,
digest. Either they got destroyed, certainly price gonna go up. Either in war or a catastrophe. This happened to all the watches, right? If there is some sort of earthquake happened around the world, a lot of the watch museum collapse, this and that, watch factory fall apart. Yes, you're gonna look at, oh yeah, my watch price gonna go up, right? Because now half of the stock just vanished, right? So unless half of the people vanish, your price is gonna go up. But if you don't see that happen, then very very hard.
okay. So, bottom line is, I'm gonna have to get out of that watch because I'm not wearing enough, and like, it's kind of ridiculous. I don't want. I want to kind of get something. Okay, we're gonna wrap up. Okay. So this is your watch, basically, right here. This is the watch that is
Yeah.
you're getting.
Yeah.
This is the one. Okay, black dial, right? Black dial, rose gold.
Yeah, rose gold. Yeah, bracelet.
Oh shit! This is it. Oh, right here. Oh, this is the one. Okay, rose. Oh, how did I know this? Okay, wow. Okay, great. Wow. Okay, hold on a second. So this is okay. Now what is there a little screw? What's with the deal with that little screw at the bottom to screw in the bracelet?
No.
What is that?
That's not the screw. This is the pusher to adjust the moon phase and the dates.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know what? The annual calendar, or I'm sorry, the perpetual, when they do it on the bracelet, has like a screw there to. Oh no, maybe it's not. I don't know. I know there's like some sort of something that looks like a screw on one of their. No. Oh, that's a
No. Those are
pusher?
the pushers. Yeah, that's the pushers.
Those are pushers.
Yeah,
Shit, why did I think there was a screw there on the perpetual? Okay.
I think.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
It,
this model received a lot of criticism because the moon phase upside down. They have like issues with their dial font, and
okay.
basically been criticizing that it wasn't designed in a very elegant way. Where the pusher was at the bottom. The moon phase was also, it's the moon phase upside down, right? So
Upside
um
down. Oh, that's right. That's right. Oh yeah, I just noticed that.
yeah.
Yeah, the moon phase. What is that all? Yeah. Okay.
And,
So what made you choose this watch? Right. What do you like about this?
we can discuss this next time, right? So I also have to
Okay.
go.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
mean, once I got it, we probably can do a bit of a user review on it, right? So
Yeah, a user review. Yeah, with a good camera, we got to zoom in because you have amazing watches. Like we got to see them on the big screen. I can't, we can't have it like on a tiny thing there. But okay, so this is the watch. We'll talk about this. And you have already. How many chronographs do you have, by the way?
actually, I'm a big chronograph collector. So let
Oh,
me just looking at what one, two, three, four, five, um, five.
but this is a perpetual though. I'm
Uh,
sorry, I forgot. I just realized it's a perpetual chronograph. You don't have any of those.
the IWC is a perpetual retropon, which
Oh,
is a chronograph,
oh, I didn't know that.
and this is
Oh,
the 5204 is also a retropon perpetual.
okay. No, this is the perpetual. Okay, so right now the only perpetual you have is the IWC, and then it's gonna be this one here.
I have a few. I have a Gerard Paradox perpetual. I
Oh,
also
okay.
have Daniel Ross. Not Daniel Ross. I have the Roger Dewey perpetual.
Chronograph, perpetual
No,
chronograph,
just perpetual. Just perpetual.
perpetual. Okay,
I
okay, okay,
I
okay.
try to have like I try to have one chronograph function each. So
Okay,
chronograph will be have you have the retropon, you have the flyback, mono pusher,
okay.
hundreds of a seconds.
Oh
Uh,
shit.
I have two hundreds of a second, right? So I have the micro tourbillon from Tag Heuer. So that is the real hundreds of a second. And then you
Okay,
have the soundograph from Epidron, which is a fake hundreds of a seconds.
okay. Wait, do you have an FP Journe?
Yeah. The soundograph.
Santograph. Oh. Wait,
Yeah.
wait, the Santograph. Which one is that? That's like shit. Which one is that? Is that I don't know what that
I
looks.
show you
Okay,
next time. I also have to
okay,
run. So
okay. Bruce,
I
thank you
have
again.
my I have
Go
my
ahead.
Tag Heuer probably come back next month, hopefully.
Okay,
Then we
okay,
can do we can do a chronograph review, with all the different type of chronograph,
okay.
which would be interesting. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Bruce, always a pleasure to have you on. Thank you very
All
much.
right.
I
No
appreciate it.
problem. Okay.
Thank you for showing the
All right.
watches. Okay. Thank
All
you,
right. Have a
everybody.
good one.
And
See ya.
thank you to our show sponsors. We'll all see you on the next one. Big sponsors. We got Uzi. We have to say, of course, Uzi $1.99. We got Watch Nicholas 99 cents. The money is rolling in. I mean, this is these super chats is I think I may have to get this chronograph. We just need a couple more of these super chats, and we'll get the Patek chronograph. We'll have matching chronographs, me and Bruce Lee. All right, guys. See you on the next one.